Channel Island of Jersey.
Potentially, I think Jersey could be fantastic. I've just got a gut feeling. I think it's going to be amazing.
He goes head-to-head with Jersey's biggest hoarder.
Before I go pulling this thing out and having a look at it, is it for sale?
Possibly.
Possibly.
For a substantial fee.
At the home of one of the island's premier dealers, he reveals an unseen part of his personality.
Very much in touch with my feminine side at the moment.
I'm a bit worried about it.
And at an ancient manor house, it seems that little changes over the years.
When you see these apple press pictures, there's always lots of blokes stood around. Drew. Me.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Wow. I love that. Oh, that's a stonking one. Look at that.
In his hunt for treasure,
Is that marble or stone?
he bargains hard.
16.
17.50.
16. Sold. Marvellous.
And there's nothing he won't buy.
I would sell it for 2,000.
I've got to get a deal. It's in my nature.
With help from Rebecca
That's rather good. You drive me round the bend. Lovely. I'll just go downstairs and we'll sort out payment.
and a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. For the team at Drew Pritchard's Antiques Warehouse, it's business as usual.
5 more to do.
Restoring, marketing and selling,
Yeah, it's lovely. The colour's beautiful.
whilst Drew is planning a trip into new territory to find the high-quality items he's known for.
It's definitely worth going further afield to discover new sources.
He's heading to Jersey, an island just off the British mainland. Known for its wealth and history, it's potentially brimming with untapped opportunities to find amazing objects.
Jersey's got huge connections with France. It's a tax haven, so there's obviously a lot of money there. Families have been there for generations.
Drew's got good reason to be excited about the trip.
Because it's an island, it's expensive to get stuff on and off. So, what do? You leave it. You put it in a shed. You do not take it off there. So we're really hoping we're going to find some stuff that's been tucked away for years. Something out of the ordinary.
Jersey is the largest of the Channel Islands. Although part of the UK, it lies just 19 miles from the French coast, occupied by the Germans during World War II. After the war, Jersey became a popular holiday destination and infamous tax haven. Its flat 20% income tax rate and no VAT to pay have been a major draw to the world's financial institutions. Today, Jersey's history and beauty attract tourists and expats from around the world. It's a 400-mile journey across land and sea from Drew's base in Wales.
Jersey. Looking forward to it. I think we're going to do really well. Going over to places like Jersey is good for the business because it's bringing in different stock. It's a pretty fantastic place, actually, so I'm hoping that it'll work out well for us.
The island's capital, St Helier, is home to one of 3 luxury marinas and a third of the population. Drew's first foremost antique dealers.
So today, T, we are off to meet Sarah, Jersey Antiques royalty, 3rd generation dealer. Works from home. She's been doing it all her life. I've heard of the family, but I've never met them. Country House Antiques is the name of the business. Sort of says it all, doesn't it, really? It does. It's got to have something for us, hasn't it? It really has.
Sarah Johnson's antique dealership is an island institution. She runs her business under the watchful eye of her St Bernard dog, Monty.
I was actually born in an antique world and grew up in an antique world. My mother was an ardent collector. She was an antique dealer, and my grandmother as well.
Dealing in everything from Jersey furniture to French crafted pieces and fine garden antiques, business is done by appointment.
Meeting another dealer, because then we get together and we start talking about antiques. I am so looking forward to meeting him.
Nice pad. Oh, yeah, look at that. Definite dealer's house. Look at those railings. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Let's go shopping.
But before Drew can get buying, there's someone Sarah wants him to meet.
Here's my beautiful dog.
The size of him.
I know, he's like a pony. This is Monty.
Oh, Monty's just dribbled all over my hat. I'm trapped on the wrong side of the dog. You're on your own.
And Sarah's keen to show Drew some of her prized antiques collection.
This is what we call, in English, call tall boy, and we call chest on chest.
First impressions are good. The house is really, really beautiful. Typical dealer's house.
Whole room with pieces for sale.
Come into my emporium.
Fab. Can I just start poking around?
Yeah, please poke around.
I like her. She's good.
Yeah, she's Scottish. She's good painting.
Price-wise?
I paid 500 for her, and
She's going to be staying on Jersey.
We'll keep
Yeah,
her. I'm
keep
keeping her.
We'll carry on back through here a bit.
With everything available from glassware, clocks, sofas and paraphernalia,
That's wonderful.
A fire bucket.
Drew needs to be focused on pieces that will complement his existing stock.
We've now come into Sarah's warehouse shop that she has at her house. So convenient. Very jealous. There's stuff in here to buy straight away. I can see a few things.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Tell me about this.
These are all typically Jersey.
In the Channel Islands have a strong tradition of intricate knitted and hand-sewn items dating back to the 17th century. This detailed bedspread has exquisite animal and flower detailing and is probably Victorian. It could be worth around £400.
There's one thing I absolutely love now. It's the blanket. The colour's great, you know, and it's double-sided. It just, at the moment, I'm buying so much fabric and blankets and rugs. It works very well. If you get like a real big manly chair and then throw this rug across it and photograph it, it works. Price-wise, where are we?
Price-wise, this would be about 150 because it's all hand done. But this is typical what they had in Jersey, and you can feel the fabric, how old it is.
£50. Lovely. All day long I'll buy those. If you had 10, we'll take them. Lovely, lovely, lovely piece. Very much in touch with my feminine side at the moment, I
I'm
think.
a bit worried about it.
It's all right. The male side's quite strong.
Yeah.
The blanket is a unique find and a great buy for Drew, and it's not long before another elegant item catches his eye.
Tell me about this one, Sarah.
It's just so beautiful. And this would have been somebody's work table. Because you must remember that a lot of people were colonial. And they went out into the Far East.
This is Japanese export.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful.
Papier-mâché front.
Yeah.
This 19th century sewing table would have been made for export by Japan for the UK market. Gilt chinoiserie seams decorate the underside and the compartment lids. It could
Been painted and then it's been lacquered across the top, and that's worn away on the top. I've had some really good luck recently selling chinoiserie pieces, so I'll carry on buying them until that luck runs out. How much is it?
This one's 800.
Okay. I'm not going to bid you on it.
No,
I'd have to upset you, and I don't want to upset
Well,
you.
what would you offer on it?
I want to buy it. I'm going to have to cut you in half. I'd pay 400, that's it.
Yep, take them.
You sure?
Yep, absolutely.
Trade it on?
Trade it on.
Making a profit?
Yep.
Marvellous. Thank you very much. Very happy with that. I like dealing with dealers. They always want to sell, they always want to buy, they always want to do deals. That's why we're called dealers. And it's great. She's prepared to take profits, take trade prices on things, and let it go out the door. It's a good dealer.
Drew's gathering a great mix of handcrafted items from...
The stuff out here I like the look of already. Love the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs
Love
are perfect.
the dogs. Tell me about these.
Oh, they're terracotta and they're wonderful.
How old are they?
They're about sort of 60s, 50s, could be a bit earlier.
How long have you had them?
20 years.
The glaze has come off. That's a shame, isn't it?
Yes, I know. There's nothing else I can do. It came like that.
That's broken as well on the back
Yeah.
there.
But you take it for what it is.
The damage I can fix, the
Yeah.
missing bit I can't.
No, just leave it like that.
These terracotta dogs date to the mid-20th century and were made as garden ornaments for a Jersey country house. As a pair, they would have stood guard at a doorway or either side of steps. With some restoration, they could be...
Two, but a bit, 500. Call 500 for you.
But with an eye to a package deal, Drew spotted something else.
Now tell me about this lady.
It reminds me of my sister and me. I told my sister Brenda, this is how I want to look when we get thin, when we go and join these dreadful swimming classes, which we never sort of stick to.
She's a heavy old
But
bird.
she's
isn't
very lovely.
she? Yeah.
Garden statues of ancient Greek and Roman gods, like this one of Diana, the Roman goddess of hunting, have been popular in English country houses since Tudor times. This figure probably dates to the 1950s or 60s and could be worth around £800.
There's a large statue. It's just composition stone, which is basically cement, okay, with some grit and a bit of sand in. But the weathering's very good. The size is good.
Yeah, I can do her for 600. I'll call it 1,000 for the two. So 500 for that and 500 for that.
Fine antique and salvage dealer Drew Pritchard is in Jersey, the wealthy British island just 15 miles from the coast of France.
Love the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs
Love
are
the
perfect.
dogs.
He's pressing leading local dealer Sarah to offer him a bulk buy on a pair of dog statues and a female statuette.
I'll call it 1,000 for the two. So 500 for that and 500 for that.
Deal. 1,000 for those two sold. I ended up paying £1,000 for the pair, £500 for the dogs, £500 for the lady. Great margin. The dogs will relate so well into my world, on the interior of a house, either side of a door or a fireplace, or just sitting with natural light over them.
Drew's doing well so far and is determined to find more items inside to add to his stock. He's eager to have a look in one of Sarah's hidden storerooms.
Very busy
How
van.
am I going to get in there? I just have to quickly move that out of the way.
Good luck in there.
Difficult to see what's in here.
Yes.
There's something.
Hi, darling.
Black chair at the back there. It's up to the ceiling with armchairs. Retailed by Liberty, late 19th century. Very popular then, hugely popular now. Super stylish and a usable chair, and worth a few quid.
Original Sussex armchairs were designed by the pioneer of the arts and crafts movement, William Morris, and were based on the style of an English country chair from the Regency period. Originals can fetch thousands, but even copies from the late 19th and early 20th century can be worth around £400, as the ethos behind the movement still translates today.
The English arts and crafts movement was predominantly started by one man, William Morris, but not just him. There was a group of them. And what they wanted was to find and go back to a simpler way of life. So from mass production of the Victorian era, out of that came the arts and crafts movement, which harks back to bit
It's a
rough,
bit-
and,
yeah.
rough and ready.
Yeah, it
Those
is.
repairs on the front there are not great. They need to be redone. How can I describe the condition? Stinking. Terrible condition. Terrible.
It's not in that good a
No,
condition.
it's-
So we can have it for 200.
200, deal?
Yep, no.
Marvellous,
That's it.
thank you. Got some repairs, but a nice
Yeah.
little chair,
Nice little
nonetheless.
chair.
Yeah. Cool. And
That's it.
light. Lovely, like that. £200 for that chair is a very good price. But the front legs, somebody's just got a 6-inch nail and just driven it through the front on both sides to hold them square. Nasty repair there. That's going to take some doing. So I'm going to spend probably £150 to £200 on the chair, and then there's a turn in it then for sure. Not a huge one, but there is a turn in it. And Sarah's one of them. She's an absolute gem.
I think what he's bought is very sensible because it's fresh things on the block. What happens in main areas when you buy antiques, it's the same thing that goes round and round and round and round. But by coming here to the Channel Islands, you're buying fresh stock. He's bought very, very interesting things from me, and I wish him the greatest luck.
Above all, today I bought well, and I bought interesting. Couldn't have been more of a random mix if you tried. But I love all of it, and I'll sell a lot. Jersey's turning out pretty damn good.
Although Jersey is part of the UK, it lies closer to France, and the island's history is closely linked to both countries. This heritage is reflected in the many styles of architecture, as well as the antiques and collectibles available. It's west, a 6-mile journey across the island.
I like Jersey. It's like a little village.
It is.
Like the whole place is like a little teeny-weeny little village.
With a big moat round it.
Yeah.
The property they're looking for is tucked away from public view, but it should be worth tracking down, as Drew's heard there could be a treasure trove of salvage here.
We're off to Westlands Farm to meet Charles. He is a hoarder, and he's self-proclaimed. I don't think he's hoarding junk, because I hear he's an engineer and everybody speaks about him in very high regard. But also he's a farmer, and they never throw anything away anyway.
No.
Charles Lacoute's family have farmed on Jersey for over 700 years and breed the indigenous Jersey cow. Charles is also for his hobby.
From a young child, I've always collected anything and everything, almost, especially mechanical things, and as a child, electrical things. The buildings are rather full of too much. Some of it I realise will never be of any use, but it's a shame to dump it. Now, I've heard an expression that a Jerseyman is a Scotsman stripped of his generosity. So I think that might sum it up in some ways.
Charles has filled multiple sheds with paraphernalia, making him Jersey's best-known hoarder.
Sometimes, occasionally swap things with other collectors, but that's about the limit of parting with anything.
Charles, hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
With key items from the island.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking. Is this your workshop?
Yes, this is where I spend a lot of time repairing things, making things. I've got a few bits and pieces in here.
Breathe it in. It's lovely. Oh, my word, look at this.
And more bits and pieces in there.
Wow. First impression is he's never thrown anything away. Ever. He's got the thing that was in the packing case and the packing case. People who don't throw stuff away are brilliant to buy from, but also difficult to buy from. So we'll see how we get along. I think we've got a lot to see, haven't we?
Yeah, let's go.
The clock. It's in the same style as the older Smiths clocks, or the
Yeah.
older Simplex ones as well. Do you have any more clocks like that?
Not like that, no.
Okay. Is that one for sale?
No.
Okay.
After so many years stockpiling over,
I'm pretty good with hoarders. I've only ever been completely beaten by one once, when I couldn't buy a single thing, and I tried every trick in the book. I usually get on with them because I'm sort of one chromosome away from doing it myself. Would you sell that?
Well, no, I don't think so, because that's something I could use on the house.
And a,
No.
a Fergie tractor. They're
Yes,
everywhere,
there's
aren't
a
they?
grey Fergie tractor.
Grey Fergie.
Got more tractors in here, but they're a bit buried, unfortunately.
Gosh, how many have you got?
I'm not sure. See it now, but the jerry can
Ah, it's a proper one.
left behind by the Germans.
That's where the nickname jerry cans, because the British Army used to pinch them. Because they
Yeah,
were so much
and they
better.
were made
Because ours
by
used to
the
blow up
Germans.
and leak, and
Yeah.
you couldn't handle them properly.
Charles
You just got to keep looking, haven't you, in this place? A lot. Oh, there's a tractor in there.
Yes, that's an
Oh, yeah.
international W14. That's pre-war.
There's a leather armchair underneath all this stuff.
You could sit in it and admire the other things.
Before I go pulling this thing out and having a look at it, is it for sale?
Possibly.
Possibly.
For a substantial fee.
What sort of money before? Because it's going to take a while to get this out.
I don't know.
Yeah, just throw me the chair over.
Yeah.
The chair's damaged, and Charles has something to confess.
There'll be a hole in the side of it. That was made by me when I was a child, about 6 years old.
Feet in there.
I heated up a penny in front of the fire and held it against the...
Dates from the 1940s. It's very worn and has the hole that needs repairing. Once restored, it could be worth around £600.
When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that's going to be in terrible state. And it's not that bad, actually. It's got a rip in the top. There's another small tear underneath that side of the arm. Small tear in the back. That, restored in your house, you're going to love it. It's got those square, flat, rigged arms. They're going to sell the chair, basically, that form on the top of the arm. I just need to buy it as cheaply as possible. In this state, would £100 buy it?
I think you might be able to go a bit more. And it's got all that dust to go with it.
Is that free?
No, we'll be paying for that as well.
Okay. Final bid, 140.
Fine, yes, let's
Yeah.
go on that. Fine, thank you very
Marvellous.
much.
Thank you very much.
150 if it's out there when I pick it up.
Drew's
There you go, that's an obvious one, T. Charles,
Yes,
what about this here?
well, possibly, yes.
Anglepoise lamps were patented by British designer and inventor George Carwadine in 1932. This one is from around the same era, and after a rewire and clean-up, could be worth around £300.
Anglepoise is something I like to have 5 to 10 in stock at all times. The more I have, the quicker they sell. I know it sounds odd, but if I have one, it'll just sit there for ages. If I've got 10 online, all different colours and styles, people will go, well, actually, I can have 2 or 3 for the house. It's quite a nice early one.
Yes,
All
all
the
the
bits.
springs, yes.
40 quid.
Well,
Salvage hunter Drew Pritchard is in hand with acres of bric-a-brac to sift through. He's in 7th salvage heaven.
Oh, yeah, now you're talking.
He's managed to prize just one item from avid hoarder Charles and is now trying his luck on an angle-poised lamp.
Quite a nice early one.
Yes, all
All
in
the bits.
springs, yes.
40 quid?
Well, you might be able to go a little bit more.
50.
Do you think? Right, 50.
Done.
Okay, thank you.
Right, fabulous. Great, good, we're doing well now. Now we're
You
motoring.
can actually get that one out as well.
Next shed. Charles is the shed master. He has got more sheds and barns than anybody we've ever been to. It's not junk. It's good stuff. I can see the value in all of it.
It's a little bit full, that
Oh,
one.
You can't even see it.
yeah, cool.
Now on a roll, Drew is scouring the piles of furniture and using his many years of experience to spot the gems hidden among.
It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah, cupboard.
So basic. We go into the hayloft of the barn, and up there's an original, it's very late 19th century, maybe even early 20th century, simple pine wall hanging cupboard, lovely old craze chalk paint down the sides of it. Fab.
This locally made cupboard is a classic piece of Jersey country furniture. Still with its first paint, it's a wonderful unrestored piece. With a wax and polish, it could be worth around £300.
Paint on it's good. Just buying it for the paint, really. What would you take for that, Charles?
Oh, a lot.
50 quid?
Oh, a bit more, I think
No,
we could do.
60 quid.
Yes, righto. Okay.
Deal.
Fine.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll have that. That's it for up here.
Drew has worked hard to secure 3 pieces from thousands of treasured items that Charles has squirreled as one more place for him to see.
That's that done. Anywhere else, Charles?
Yes, there's another property at St John's you could have a look at.
What is it?
It's 2 houses. There is an old house that has not been lived in for well over 100 years, and you might be interested to see that.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
we'd
Yep,
like to
fine.
see that.
The farmhouse dates back to the 18th century and has remained largely untouched.
Oh my God, you're right. This place is unbelievable. Look at these
Yes.
doors. And these door cases, these are all Georgian.
Yes.
When somebody says they've got a house that nobody's lived in for 100 years, that turns out to be 250 years old or more. If I didn't buy anything in the whole trip and then went home, I'd be quite happy with just seeing this. Oh my God, this place is incredible.
Lovely.
This is unbelievable, Charles. It's like a history lesson. What you're looking at is probably the largest unrestored Georgian property in Britain. Museum quality. This should be a study place for people with the Georgian era of architecture. It's mind-blowing.
Finding unrestored historical properties is rare, and even in a crumbling state, can be a window into lost arts, craftsmanship and local industry.
Look at that, look at the glass in here. See this glass?
Paint, yes.
That's all mouth-blown glass.
Yes, and over
And that's
the,
been rolled. That's
yeah.
been blown and rolled out.
wall hangings, yes.
Oh, so where is it all now?
It's, well, the cut-out pieces are in the house just north of us now. The modern house, the new house.
Is this all that's left?
Yes. Well, the other bits are in existence. They're hanging in the hall of the house.
And they've got a wall over.
Wall hangings were very much in vogue in the middle of the 18th century. The key colours were red, blue and green, symbolising grandeur, piety and nature. Original examples are extremely rare.
There's no way on earth I would remove anything from this building. Just couldn't. It'd be a total crime. All those years of learning about my subject, and then to walk into here and understand it feels good. Today we met Charles, top bloke, incredibly skilled. We bought 3 items. We bought a chair and a lamp and a little wall cupboard. And they're fine, they'll make profit. But I'm totally, everything in the day was totally overawed by the massively rich experience that we were able to come and look at this house. But that experience is a knowledge thrown at you that you never would normally have. That's why I absolutely love this business for days like this.
Not being inclined to part with anything, and I have parted with more than one item. So, yes, that is going to take its toll on my sanity, I think.
Not a hard day.
No, not really.
Charles,
Great,
pleasure.
fine. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Great.
Thank you
Hope
so much
enjoyed
for
yourself.
today.
Thanks a lot.
Fascinating
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
We've got good things.
We've got good things, and I tell you what we have bought. We've bought a lot of profit, and I think we're just scratching the surface. There's a lot more stuff here.
Drew's next stop is in St Clements, on the southeast side of the island, at a centuries-old family estate.
It's one of the big country houses on the island. This is privileged access, rich pickings, so I'm hoping for some real quality.
Drew's heading to one of Jersey's most historic buildings, the 900-year-old Samurai Manor. It was bought in the 1920s by British shipping magnate Sir James Knott. The house and its botanical gardens were refurbished by him and his second wife Elizabeth, who shared his love of travel and collecting. The estate is now owned by her son, Vincent Obard.
They like to call me the Seigneur. I think it's like being Lord of the Manor. My mother inherited the title, and then I inherited the title. The house was actually, it dates from probably the 12th century. It's an old medieval property which over the years has been modified, and the facade you see today is Victorian.
With it on.
There's lots of stuff in the manor, and not all of it is out on show. Nonetheless, the history is there, if only you take some trouble to look. I have a collection including cider presses, farm machinery, carriages, so he's welcome to make me an offer if he's interested in anything.
One has arrived. Oh, that's nice.
It's quite a pile, isn't it? How you doing?
Hello, Drew.
Vincent, nice to meet you.
How do you do?
I am T.
How do you do?
Nice to meet
Nice to see you.
You have a look inside?
Yeah, of course you can. That's the whole purpose, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow. When was this put in, do you know?
It was done after my mother's marriage to James Knott.
Yeah.
In
A couple of things in here I like the look of,
Have a
which I
look,
might
have a look.
try and bid you on. Like this little fella, buy lots of those. And I very much like the hall chairs at the back there.
Those are very special. They come from Ireland, from Southern Ireland. And I couldn't possibly part with them.
I know. They're very, very nice. They've got that nice shield back in there and the
Yes.
sort of polychrome painted centre into the shield. Really, really nice shape as well. And the construction of the back of them.
Yes.
When you look at the back, they're just fab. Amazing. I love this sort of stuff.
The family heirlooms in the grand rooms downstairs aren't for sale, but upstairs are several private rooms where a lot of abandoned furniture and other items are stored.
Oh. Okay, so what's this sort of little snug?
Yes, you could call it that. We come here to watch television if we don't want to.
You don't mind?
You're welcome.
Where did this one come from?
I wonder if it's my father's. It might have been.
It's sort of 1900. That would be of interest to me.
This French mahogany armchair dates to the early 20th century. The scooped arms are designed to fit at a desk, and with some restoration, it could be worth around £500.
This one being French, we're not surprised. We're only 14 miles from France, so it's not surprising to find that. You are getting the best of both worlds here. You're getting this classic English country house, and then you've got your sort of Parisian armchair here, but it seems to work. I like it. Nice, comfortable. What would you take for it?
How much would you offer? I don't
Well,
know.
how much would I offer? Let's have a look at that. Needs a bit of work. It's the most I can give you.
50.
Yeah. I can't go any more on that one.
What about 265?
Thank you very much. It's completely original, beautifully worn, no rips and tears. And it's a real blokey chair, and it's a nice thing. It's the sort of thing my client base are going to want.
It's a great first buy, and before they explore some more of the house, Vincent is keen to take Drew over to one of the manor's farm buildings, where he has an unusual collection of objects he thinks might also interest him.
So what's this place then? Obviously a cider press, and then...
Well, it's a sort of general museum of agricultural stuff.
Yeah.
But I would like to show you the apple presses, the juice presses.
Okay.
As well as preserving the potatoes, tomatoes and apples.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Carts.
I love collecting carts. I think carts are great.
You've got plenty of them, haven't you? Oh, wow, look at this. Oh.
God, those horses are really well behaved, aren't they?
Until the 19th century, cider was one of Jersey's main agricultural exports, with over 200,000 gallons sent to England alone in 1839.
When you see these apple press pictures, there's always lots of blokes stood around. Like as if...
Watching one person doing the work.
Yeah.
There we go, look. Drew. Me.
Beyond the collection's public exhibits, Drew spots what's been hidden away in the back rooms.
What are those?
You're serious?
Yeah, they're great.
What on earth do you use them for?
Pedestals for putting ornaments on. Either side of your
What
door.
an idea.
They're absolutely wonderful pair of little side tables. They're great. And they're just in that superb condition where they've all sort of split like bog oak, and then with the banding around the top, and they're both the same height, and they're just the right height too. You know, they've just got everything going for them. Anything you choose to put on those will look fantastic.
Rollers like this were pulled by horses to pack and prepare the soil before crop sowing. Horse-drawn methods came back into their own during the German occupation of Jersey in World War II, when fuel was scarce. This pair of rollers could fetch around £350.
Well, we can talk if you want.
Right. Oh,
Oh, my goodness. 50 quid?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 50 quid each. Thank you very much. Deal. Wicked. They're
That's
lovely.
amazing.
Excellent. They're really nice.
Well, I'm amazed, and I'm thrilled.
They're great.
Yes.
Superb. Happy as Larry. Those are dead right, and at £50 each, I'll buy them all day long.
Drew secured two great pieces with bags of potential, and up in the attic, Vincent has some well-loved items of family history up for grabs.
You know what this is?
It's a gun case.
Yeah.
My mother took it on her travels. These are my mother's stickers to Cape Town and Kampala, Imperial Hotel, Kampala, Uganda.
Cape Town, something East Africa.
So she took a pair of shotguns and a handgun on her travels.
See, they're very saleable. I've got a customer for them, but that one, unfortunately, is splattered with paint. You can't really just go in there and repolish the whole thing, because it's got those amazing travel stickers and shipping stickers all over it, which you just won't want to touch. You know, that was the gun his mother chucked in the back of the Rolls Royce and drove across Africa with. It's, you know, that's got history, so I think that should stay here anyway.
But the gun case isn't the only item up here with a strong family legacy.
Oh, that was my swing as a child.
Oh, that's lovely. That's fab. Okay. Well, I won't try and buy that.
Oh. Really? I mean, I don't mind after me. Who would know what it was?
It's clearly been estate made. It's very cute.
It was estate made, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. A handyman. My father brought him back from the Navy. He was a chief petty officer shipwright.
The children's swing is handmade and dates from 1950. It could be worth around £150.
Ah, this was something else. There was that, and there was that. So
What's that?
it's like a trapeze bar.
Ah, of course. Okay.
The trapeze bar is also handcrafted and could fetch around £100.
I looked down and thought, oh, that's a child's swing and it's ropes. Great. They sell really well, and that's the sort of thing I like. So I was trying to look at the ropes and go, well, how do the ropes click onto the swing? And it's not. It's a trapeze. Even better, double whammy. Sporting equipment from sort of the late 19th century through to the 50s is really desirable and gives you a feeling, and it sort of takes you back to a different era. Yeah, I sort of do want those. I do. I wonder what you'd take for. What would you want for them? Because, I mean, that one, do you really want to sell that?
Well, you know, as I say, after me, I don't think anybody's particularly bothered.
Really? Okay. What about for the pair? What about one... 120 for the pair.
Salvage sleuth Drew Pritchard is in Jersey, the largest of the Channel Islands, which lies 85 miles from the UK mainland. He's visiting one of Jersey's... Drew's found pieces of family history at the estate and is bidding on owner Vincent's childhood swing and trapeze.
120 for the pair.
120, you said?
120.
Oh, I asked 15 quid more for the other, and you took it. So if I said 135, I'd be very happy.
135, we'll have a deal.
I'm very
All
happy
over.
about that.
Yeah, it'll have another life, and sometimes that's
Yes.
better than just leaving it sit,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes, because it's lost up here, really.
The nice thing about that is now he can smile and think, well, that's great, because that will now go to another child who will enjoy it as well. So, and then it will go on and on and on. So, It'll have another life now with somebody else for a long time.
Drew's idea to come further afield to Jersey in search of different and unusual objects certainly seems to be...
Stored, fresh to the market, not messed about with history. Great stuff.
The things I sold to Drew, I felt were finding a new life and a better life than the purpose, or almost no purpose, that I was giving them. The swing, I remember, with affection. To find a new life for that, for some child who will love it, is good.
All sorted? Yeah, well then. Excellent. Right, thank you once again.
Right, well, no, goodbye. It was very good having you.
Short and sweet.
Thank you.
Cheers. All sorted?
Yeah.
Definitely worth the trip. It was definitely worth taking the risk and putting the money into it, and we'll do very well when we get back. I don't see a problem selling.
Back at base in Wales, Drew wants to get his Jersey gems off the van and into the warehouse. He's confident he's done well.
Got some good stuff. Basically, all in all, a pretty good trip. We got a lot of stuff, all of it. There's not too much work involved with getting most of it right.
Drew's come back with exactly what I was hoping he would. A huge array of items.
We should have all of this. It's now Monday morning. All of this on the online Friday. Latest. Maybe even Wednesday for some of it that doesn't need any work. So we can get 3 or 4 on immediately and start making money. Which, as ever, we always need to.
With no time to lose, the leather chair goes straight to Drew's ace upholsterer, Craig with a coin.
Clean all this out as well because it's not nice. Well, there we go. 6p.
Once he's cleared over 60 years of debris, Craig can get on with repairing the damaged side panel.
We're using a faux leather, similar to what was on before, but this is obviously the modern equivalent of it. And we're going to fix this in the same place as it was before. The original one was back tacked along here, and then we're going to ply grip it down the front here.
The leather is restitched, distressed and secured.
And this gives us a nice sharp edge along the top.
And after a new cushion is made and covered,
Sorted.
the chair is ready to be inspected.
That's the only
that the
damage on it.
reason?
Well,
That's the only reason.
I found a 6p in it, so I wonder if that was...
You're joking, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've kept that. Keeping that.
Did you really find a 6p in it?
Well, that might have been
That
it.
will have been
That
it.
might have been it.
Once on the website, the chair, minus the coin, sells quickly to a furniture enthusiast in Cambridge. And ace French polisher Alex addresses the bad repair job on the Sussex chair from Country House Antiques.
It's got a nail straight down the middle. No, I think we're going to have to try and make our way through it.
Rather than take the chair apart, which could damage it further, Alex glues in wooden dowels to strengthen the leg joints.
But once they're set, I've no doubt that they'll be strong enough to use again, and they'll firm up the chair.
Once the dowels are trimmed and cleaned up, the chair is ready.
It's nice and tidy, usable.
Straight away to an interior designer from Chelsea. The ornate bedspread, also from Country House Antiques, sells to a London-based interior designer specialising in unusual fabrics. And the horse-drawn rollers from Samurai Manor sell to a customer in the US who regularly checks Drew's stock for rare objects.
You always have to weigh these trips up because they're expensive. But Drew has come back with some very profitable items. You have to stay one step ahead, and that will give you the edge.
It does show that every now and again you've just got to find somewhere new, discover new dealers, new sources, all of the time. It's somewhere I'm definitely going to go back to. It's been a fantastic haul for us.